Good evening, everybody. It's Saturday, January 6th. It is 6 p.m., and I am going to give a little detailed explanation of what we've got going on here over the next 2 to 3 days. A lot of stuff going on right now. It's been the biggest buzz out there. Is going to be the weather coming in on Monday and Tuesday. What you're looking at right now is a live shot at Creighton, Missouri, behind the gas station along Highway 7. Looks like actually the traffic is going at a pretty fair clip. You can see we are getting a snow shower and some flurries there in Creighton. And of course, this view is brought to you guys by Nader Boys, local homegrown storm chasers. They go out and try to find what most people are scared to death to even think about. So we appreciate the Nader Boys in conjunction here with Subby's Weather Talk to give us access to these live cameras 24/7 throughout West Central Missouri, and it's going to be very beneficial as we go into storm season this spring. So let's take a look at what we've got going on, guys. And again, we've got so much going on. So here we are in the winter weather radar, and here are the few flurries and snow showers going through West Central Missouri right now. As you can see in the blue boxes, some of us in West Central Missouri under a winter storm watch, and that includes Bates, Henry, Johnson, Cass, and Pettis here in West Central Missouri. Now, this is the very first watch that was issued for here in Missouri. Benton, St. Clair, and Vernon County typically get their watches issued by the Springfield National Weather Service office. So I'm kind of waiting to see. I am pretty reasonably sure that they will likely be included in a watch come some point in time tomorrow. What you see all this yellow, what is this? Well, as I had mentioned in the last couple of videos, this is what they call the WSSI. It is a product issued by the National Weather Service to be able to issue to travelers to let them know what can be expected over the next couple days. So the yellow is actually let's go to, it is actually stand for minor impacts. Expect a few inconveniences to daily life, winter driving conditions, use caution while driving. And then if you go to say a little warmer color, say an orange, that's moderate impacts, hazardous driving conditions, use extra caution while driving. Closures, disruptions to infrastructure may occur, meaning some power outages. So I do expect here over the next 24 hours or so, we're likely going to see this be expanded further east into West Central Missouri. Now, I've looked at several snowfall forecasts from many different avenues, from social media, TV stations, to meteorologists posting on social media. The amounts are still all over the board, from 1 to 18 inches, the same as what I seen last night. So the reason why this is so tough to figure out is because of the temperatures Monday into Tuesday. 1 degree can make the difference between a half inch of rain to 6 to 8 inches of snow. So if we are, as forecasters, are just 1 degree off, and we get nothing but rain, There's going to be a lot of people upset because they went out and bought 27 loaves of Wonder Bread. So that's the reason why it's so tough. Now, I've always been a believer that as far as snowfall totals, they are important. More importantly, is there going to be travel implications? Are we going to see issues on the roads? The answer, yes, we are going to have some travel implications here in West Central Missouri. The snow amounts, it's up until about 24 hours ahead of the storm before you really have a pretty good understanding of what's going on, because these models that we look at, they have to sample real-time data. Right now, most of the models are going off an algorithm and basically guessing. And that is what meteorologists and forecasters are using, is a guess to make a guess. So I want the real deal. I have my hunches. I have what I kind of personally feel, and I will let them be known to you here in a moment. But as far as saying we are going to get 6 to 10 inches of snow come Tuesday, being 72 hours away from the storm, I'm not going to do that because it's a guess. It is just strictly a guess, because we have seen from 1 inch, some people saying 18 inches, some people saying 10. So I want to make sure that first things first, our job here is to inform and to protect. So, you know, that's what I am trying to do. That's what I've done the last week or so while we've been talking about this storm. Once we get through this one, we'll be looking at another storm system, possibly even stronger, coming in next weekend, that looks like it's already going to have cold air in place, where we might have another substantial winter storm come next week. But we will get to that once we get through this Monday and Tuesday here in West Central Missouri. So let me kind of fill you guys in. Again, I'm going to go in a little bit deeper discussion here. I will be going live in the morning with a full explanation what my snowfall forecast is going to be, and we will take a look at the TSP, the Teacher's Snow Day probability, and we'll be looking at the new Pastor Snow Day probability going into effect, looks like possibility of next weekend. So we'll be going through that in the morning. I'll have a little better grasp. All the models have been sampling real-time data, and we will have a better grasp of what's going on. But for now, let me tell you my concerns. So I'm going to minimize this here real quick. My concerns are going to be the temperatures. That is the reason why I'm not jumping on any bandwagon on any of these higher snowfall totals right now. I'm looking at temperatures at the surface as we go into Monday morning. Notice around Monday afternoon, this is a huge storm system, very, very powerful. And it's going to be ushering in southerly breezes that is going to be pumping in rich, moist Gulf air into this system. And you will notice at Sunday night, 6 o'clock, we're at 36 degrees here in West Central Missouri. 34 degrees Sunday night at 9 p.m. 36 degrees Monday at 12 a.m. at midnight. 37 degrees at 3 a.m. 37 at 6. 38 degrees Monday, 9 a.m. We will likely be having some moderate rainfall at this time at 38 degrees. And it's not until around the 3 o'clock time frame that we start to see that usher of little cooler air finally making its way into west central Missouri. Notice Kansas City's at 33, St. Joe 33, Topeka 33, Clinton is at 34, Springfield still at 37, Joplin at 39, 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon. And we stay there and even warm up a degree Monday night at 9 p.m. Now we go back down, 36 degrees, midnight on Tuesday. Likely still rain for most of west central Missouri. Notice Kansas City's at 33, Topeka's at 32. They're likely going to be getting snowfall at that time, as well as St. Joe, Smithville, and parts of northwest Missouri. Right now, according to this model and this map, we are still in the rainfall. And by this time, I'm looking at somewhere between half to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall would have been falling by midnight on Monday night. That would actually be Tuesday at midnight. So a very big rain producer for us, but if we've been 2 to 3 degrees lower than that, we could have 4 to 6 inches of ground, 4 to 6 inches of snow on the ground by the time we hit midnight Tuesday. So that is my big concern. Now, as we head into the day on Tuesday, here we are 3 a.m. on Tuesday, 6 a.m. on Tuesday, we're at 32 degrees. Everything is switching over to snow. Now, we are banking on a strong comma head. If you guys remember, a low pressure system is going to have winds and precipitation that will rotate counterclockwise around the low pressure system. So at this point in time, 6 a.m. on Tuesday, we are expecting to get that comma head, that wraparound snow and moisture, in which we will be, both all of us in west central Missouri will be at 32 degrees at this time. And that's where we're going to be picking up the majority of our snowfall, is through the day on Tuesday. And then as we go through the day all the way into the afternoon, we're still hovering at 3 o'clock at 32 degrees in Clinton, 28 in Kansas City. So we're right on that borderline of the freeze point. And then by the time we get to 6 p.m., we're down into the upper 20s. Guaranteed to be seeing snowfall at those kind of temperatures, but most of the precipitation is going to be moved off to our east by this time. So we're going to have about a 10-12 hour window to get our snowfall. So that's the reason I let in with a 2 to 4 inch, generally speaking, throughout west central Missouri. If, way back here on Monday, if we are able to get the temperature to remain down or drop a degree or two, we could get a half inch, a quarter to a half inch of precipitation of snow, bringing us an additional 2, 3, possibly 4 inches of snow on top of that 2 to 4 inches on Tuesday. So that is one of the reasons why the National Weather Service had placed the northern part of west central Missouri so far, and likely will include Benton, St. Clair, and Vernon County later on through the day tomorrow in a winter storm watch, because there's a potential that we could get a significant snow out of this. But my gut is telling me that we'd probably be looking between the 2 to 4 inch range throughout west central Missouri. And the reasoning is because there's nothing out there right now that is signifying that we will be cooler than what the data is showing so far. So that is one of the The big drawbacks, if you're a snow lover, is that we are going to be battling this warm cold scenario, and just a degree or two difference can mean the difference between a troublesome storm and a major snowstorm. So right now, 2 to 4 inches is what I'm looking at. In the morning, once the short-term models begin to sample all the real-time data, we will begin to have a better understanding of exactly how cold are we going to get. How fast is that cold air going to penetrate to get here? Can we expect that rain to change over to all snow by 9, 10 o'clock on Monday night? If that is the case, then we stand a pretty good chance to get that 4 to 6 inches of snowfall throughout west central Missouri. But it's kind of a wait and see scenario. So some forecasters are going to guess, okay, well, hey, I think it's going to be cooler than 34 degrees. I think we're going to transition into all snow here sometime on Monday. And they're predicting anywhere between 6 to 12 inches of snow for west central Missouri. And then we have others that think that temperature is going to be higher than that. That will remain rain throughout about 75% of this entire ordeal, and we'll get 1 to 2 inches of snow. So we got both ends of the spectrum going out there guessing. I'm kind of taking the middle road right now, 2 to 4 inches. And then we'll wait and see tomorrow into tomorrow night. We'll see what that data is showing, and we'll have a pretty good idea of what we can expect here in west central Missouri. So we've seen the temperature. Now let's take a look at what we're going to be expecting as far as the snow and the timing of the snow. So I'm going to move this. So right now, Monday, 12 p.m., the GFS North American model is showing that it's transitioned to all snow up around I-70 and points north. So areas Kansas City, Wyandotte County, where my sis is at, all snow. St. Joe, all snow. Smithville, all snow at 12 o'clock on Monday. And then as we go, it looks like a small transition for Cass, Bates, Henry, Johnson, Pettis, and Benton counties around 3 o'clock. But notice this rain-snow line, pretty jagged, and we will see that kind of shift north, shift south just a little bit as time goes on. This, what you see, is another kind of a red flag that I see. You notice there's nothing here. Nothing from, it's a little area from west of Iola through about Clinton over to Pettis and Benton counties. That is what's called a dry slot. This storm system is so strong that it's actually pushing the snow and the precipitation away from its core. Okay, if you can imagine, let me draw this here real quick. You've got counterclockwise precipitation going so fast and spinning so rapidly that it's slinging all that moisture further away from the center. So what you get left with is this area right here called the dry slot. I am concerned that for a few hours during our snow time, quote snow time, will be no precipitation at all. Likely to happen possible Monday night into early Tuesday morning. If that's the case, we will also see lesser amounts of snow. That is also a concern of mine. Now let's fast forward. Now we're getting into Tuesday. This is midnight, and this is the time that we are expected to see the bulk of our snowfall through the day on Tuesday. That wraparound snow. And we do get that wraparound snow. It's just how many hours will we be in this wraparound snow, and how much snow we can expect to get out of there, because it's 6 p.m. now on Tuesday, and most of the precipitation has moved off to the east of west central Missouri. So to figure out how much snowfall can be expected, you take the average rate times how many hours you will be in that rate. And if we have a dry slot that forms over west central Missouri, then that length of time goes down. Therefore, our snow totals go down. So that is kind of the rationale of the reason why I am kind of choosing a little bit of a less scenario for west central Missouri. And I have I've talked about around a 2 to 4 inch amounts here over the last 2 or 3 days. We are under a winter storm watch. We do have that potential, if we change over a little quicker, to see an extra inch or two on top of that, which would bring us up to around the 3 to 4 inch to 6 inch range. But probably more than likely in the 2 to 4 inch, unless something shows up on the models and the data tomorrow indicating that we might switch over a little bit sooner. So, as I had stated, I think we talked about this a little bit this morning, but this storm system that's coming through here matches up perfect with the LRC back on the second cycle, which was right the weekend after Thanksgiving. That's when we received those 2 to 3 inches of snow from about I-70 and north, and we had about an inch, a dusting to an inch down here in west central Missouri for the most part. I had saved this post. I showed it this morning. This was on November 25th. Just a reminder, slow down tonight. There was a winter weather advisory and even winter storm warnings out here in central Kansas, just north of Butler and Clinton and Sedalia, and this is where they had that 2, 3. There was some reports of 4 inches of snow up here in North Kansas City. Because of this, the LRC and Weather 2020 feels like that this storm system is going to take a similar path. That low pressure system, instead of being down there in that magic zone, that what I call it, right down here south of Joplin, right here in the Four Corners, they feel like it's going to take a dart straight up to the northeast and pretty much center almost right on top of west central Missouri, bringing the heavy snows to northwest Missouri and leaving us down here with very little snow. And I'll show you what their snowfall projections are showing. Weather 2020 and the LRC came out with this tonight. They're showing almost the exact setup as what it was back the Saturday after Thanksgiving, in which right around Kansas City, points to the north, points to the west, are going to get the brunt of the storm system. As you head down to the southeast, you get lower amounts, where Harrisonville pick up 1 to 2 inches, Warrensburg, and then down around Butler, Clinton, Sedalia, a dusting to 1 inch, and very little impact to the south of that. So, very interesting. As I said before, the amounts of snow to me is, I guess it's great for ratings, and it may be great for the kids to get the sleds out. My biggest concern, are we going to have travel issues? In which I do believe we're going to have some travel issues. We're going to have winds 30 to 40 mile an hour on Monday and Tuesday. There's going to be wind gusts of 30 to 40 mile an hour, along with rain / snow. We're going to have some travel issues. It's something definitely worth watching. The amounts of snow is what's in question right now. You have forecasts such as the LRC that I'm a very, very strong proponent of, showing Henry County getting maybe a dusting, and you look at another forecast that's showing 8 to 10 inches for Henry County. So it's a battleground even between the forecasters and the meteorologists out there. I do believe in the LRC. I do understand where they are coming up with this forecast you're seeing here on your screen. From what I know, it's hard for me to swallow that low pressure system will take a shot straight up north and center itself over west central Missouri. I still think it's going to be down further south around that magic zone, those four corners down to our south, to bring us more snow than a dusting to an inch here in west central Missouri. But it's definitely worth noting because this is the lightest amount forecast that I have seen from any of the meteorologists out there, including a forecaster, weather advocate is what I am. This is the lowest amount for west central Missouri that I see out there in the weather world right now. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this storm system is going to do. It's going to repeat itself about 48 days from Tuesday. It's going to be repeating itself. So as I mentioned back when we were talking about the winter forecast, I mentioned that we're supposed to be about average, maybe just slightly above average in snowfall, and we've had a very, very mild fall, a very mild start of winter, and I felt like that the majority of our snows are going to come in those 3 or 4 larger storm systems that will affect us, where we'll receive 90% of our snow. So it's not going to be a bunch of 1 inch, 2 inch, 1 inch snowfalls. They're going to be 3 6-inch snowfalls to get us to where our snowfall forecast comes in line. And I do believe that that this could be one. The better chance of having a very strong winter storm is, I feel like, is going to be next weekend. Main reason, we're going to have a similar strength storm system move into the area, but we're already going to have cold air in place. We're not necessarily going to be worried about here in west central Missouri, are we going to be at 32 or are we going to be at 33 degrees? We'll already have that cold air in place, where I feel like we might get a bigger snow accumulations out of that storm than what we are in this one. But we can't let our guard down. A 2 to 4 inch snowfall here, I can't remember the last time we got a 4-inch snowfall here in west central Missouri. So we will have travel difficulties. We'll have some impacts out there on the roads. If we had 30 to 40 mile an hour winds with 4 inches of fresh wet snow on the power lines, we could have deal with some power outages in the rural areas. So please keep that in mind. If you live out in the rural areas and are prone to some power outages, you might prepare for this. If you don't use your preparedness on this storm system, you might coming up this next weekend. And then we also have yet another strong system poised to hit us the week after that. So very, very active weather we've got going on right now for the next 2 weeks. So definitely worth talking about, preparing for. I want to bring up this is shared through the National Weather Service about this storm system coming in next week. Powerful winter storm will lead to significant coast-to-coast impacts. Expect disruptions to daily life. And notice that most of West Central Missouri here is in the 50 to 60% chance to expect some disruptions to daily life. With that meaning mostly in the form of travel implications. We will be receiving heavy rainfall on Monday as well, so most of the creeks right now are bank full. So those along the Grand River, Big Creek, some of these areas that are prone to flooding, we may have to watch that come Monday afternoon for the potential to see some flood advisories coming out as well Monday. And then, of course, the maximum wind gust through Wednesday, we're looking at right around the 40 mile an hour range here in West Central Missouri. So we have a lot of potential impacts with this storm. So just making sure everybody is aware. We're going to be warming up before this Arctic blast comes barreling through at the end of next weekend. So, 27 loaves of bread is not necessary to get tomorrow in at Walmart or the grocery store for Tuesday's storm. What I'm telling you, if you are going to be out and have to commute, one thing I can recommend is a winter survival kit to put in your car. It'd take you 10 minutes to gather some stuff up, throw it in a duffel bag, and throw it in a car. Maybe a tow rope, some duct tape. Make sure you check over your tires. Make sure that they're inflated properly. Make sure you have windshield wash. And I use the de-icer. Make sure it's protected down, to 20, 30 below zero, windshield washer fluid. Just a flashlight, maybe an emergency blanket. Those things are cheap. I probably have all of that in my junk drawer in my kitchen right now. So throw all that in a bag, throw it in your car. You don't exactly know what's going to happen when you're out commuting back and forth, say from Garden City to Kansas City or Warrensburg to Blue Springs along Highway 50. You never know what you get into, and it might not be your fault. It could be another driver not paying attention, not watching Subby's Weather Talk, and knowing that it could snow, and driving 65 mile an hour down 50 highway with 2 inches of snow on it. We have to be prepared. And you'll have a peace of mind knowing that you've got it all covered. So those are the things the point that I want to get across is the fact that we are likely going to have some implications from this storm out on the highways. It's going to be during the work week. We're going to be working. So let's keep that in mind. We got plenty of time to prepare. Throw one of those emergency kits in your car just in case you ever need it. So, and again, keep it in there because we're going to be doing the same thing come next weekend on Friday and Saturday with this next storm system. We're going to be talking about very similar conditions coming through. So, pretty much my forecast that I left off with last night is really exactly where I want to be right now, and I'll show you what I posted on that last night. Basically, today we had flurries and drizzle with 39 as the high. That was almost spot on. We're still getting a few flurries right now here in West Central Missouri. Tomorrow is actually going to be a nice day, 44 degrees. We'll see some sun peek out from time to time. And then Monday, we're going to see rain mixed with snow in the late afternoon, changing to all snow Monday night. It will be a high of 43 on Monday, and it will continue to drop as that system moves closer to us. Tuesday, rain, snow, 35 degrees, preliminary snowfall totals 2 to 4 inches. I'm still sticking with that right now, kind of a preliminary snowfall accumulations right now. Tomorrow, when the short-term models come into agreement, sampling real-time data, I will try to give more of a finalized estimate of where most of us here in West Central Missouri, how much snow we can expect and what kind of implications that we are going to have because of it. And hopefully we can get all that kind of finalized tomorrow before we hit Monday. And then, of course, I will be doing another live update early Monday morning around the 5:30 a.m. time frame. Hopefully before you guys get in your cars and hit the roads, you can tune in. If you don't get up till about 7 before you leave, then go back and watch that video. I'll give all up-to-the-minute info that's coming in from the data and the models, and updating for any changes. If we're going to maybe have a sooner expectation of that rain changing to snow, if you're going to have any issues on the commute home Monday ahead of this system. So we'll go over all that Monday morning bright and early. Probably tomorrow around noon. I want to wait till the latest models come out, so probably somewhere around noon on Sunday. I will be having another live update as well as an update to the forecast that I will post in the room and on social media on what we can expect here in West Central Missouri. So I hope you guys have a little better understanding of where we're coming up with all these snowfall totals, what's going on here in West Central Missouri. Everybody get out, enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be a really a nice day tomorrow. 44 degrees, a little bit of sunshine. Get out, get everything you need from the store, and be ready to kick back and drink some hot cocoa on Monday night and Tuesday night. Have a great evening, guys. I'll be talking to you all very soon.